Good day, everyone, and welcome back to the Clever Report. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I drop another video. Breaking news from the Abuja, and the Federal High Court has actually ordered the INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, to deregister 4 political parties, including the African Democratic Congress (ADC), whose official party flag bearer is, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. So there are four, key elements in this judgment we want to talk about. First, we'll talk about who filed the lawsuit, who was sued, and then what did the plaintiff rely on to come up with this lawsuit, and then the judgment. So basically, the first person or the first point we are going to discuss here is who actually filed the lawsuit. The lawsuit was filed by incorporated trustees of the National Forum of Former Legislators. So it's basically a National Forum of Former Legislators, both at the state and national level. They came out together and, devoid of any political agenda, if we are going to take these facts, if we are going to take these current proceedings as fact, they came out together and filed this lawsuit against these political parties. And then the suit was instituted at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Now, we're talking of those that were sued. It's not only the 4 political parties that were sued. INEC was sued, the African Democratic Congress (ADC) was sued, Action People's Party (APP), Action Alliance (AA), Accord Party, Zenith Labour Party, and the Attorney General of the Federation. So even the Attorney General of the Federation is a named defendant in this lawsuit. So it's people that are actually saying that it is only the political parties. No, it wasn't only them. And now we're talking of what were the points that this, the suit came from. What were the points that the plaintiffs, to actually relied on to bring up this suit against these political parties and the INEC and the Attorney General. The first one is Section 225A of the 1999 Constitution as amended. The second is the Electoral Act of 2022, and the third is INEC's regulation governing political parties. So the first one, I'm going to talk about the Section 22A. It stipulates that every political party must at least win 1 seat at the national level or the state level for it to be a legitimate political party or political entity vying for political posts in the country. It's stipulated in the Constitution as amended in 1999 that you should be able to have won 1 seat, at least 1 seat at the federal, even it doesn't even be at the Federal National Assembly, but at the state assembly, even local government council or local government chairmanship. And the third one is achieving a minimum vote share, at least 25% in any state for any presidential election. So if a political party should be granted legitimacy in the eyes of the Nigerian law, it should have at least 25% of vote in every, in a state for a presidential, election, or a by-election, or a state election. So these are the basis. If we're looking at it based purely on the basis of what the law stipulates, then the ruling is somehow right. But there are political agendas in this issue, because one of the grievances of this, alleged forum of legislators was that these parties failed in the 2023, election, and their legitimacy is illegal. And in 2020, they failed to satisfy all the stipulated requirements of INEC, having won at least 1 national seat or 1 state seat, and a local government seat or local government council seat, and also achieving a minimum of 25% voting in the presidential election. But another problem that came from this lawsuit is that the processes whereby this lawsuit was gotten from, the Justice Peter Ilifu. There is another case at the appeal court. The hearing was set to be had on the October 27, 2026, and the order was set for 22nd May 2026. So basically, the appeal court has actually told the Federal High Court to take a chill pill, to stop all to not give any ruling on the case, because they're actually deliberating on it. But for some reason, the High Court defied this, court order from a higher court. So this is where people are saying something fishy is coming from, because we see APC's, fingerprint all over this. And mind you, the African Action Congress, the ACC, colloquially known as Show Race Party, hasn't met any of these requirements. They don't have any person in the seat in any state. They don't have any local government, representation. They don't have 25% of vote in any state presidential election or in any state. But somehow they were not involved in this suit. Isn't it something fishy that they were not involved in this lawsuit? So on one party, some people will say that this is what the law stipulates, but most people in Nigeria actually thinking that this is just another plot by the APC to get rid of a valued political process. Because how will a higher court, an appeal court, ask a federal high court to, put a stance on the ruling so that they can deliberate on it, and then start the court proceedings that will start on October 27, 2026. But come June, second week of June, the High Court has actually given a statement or given a ruling that all these political parties are illegal. So, what is going to be the fate of Atiku Abubakar? What is going to be the fate of Adeleke in Osun State? So these are the issues people are asking, and factually speaking, the law is clear cut. These parties have not met these requirements from INEC as stipulated in the federal constitution. But how come the African Action Congress is not even a plaintiff, is not a defendant in this suit? Because they have not actually met these same requirements. Some people are actually saying that it is because they know that the Show-Race party is not proving any threat. So they are trying to take out the political, the people that they deem are political threats come 2027. So nobody knows. This ruling just came off recent a few days ago, and we're here to hear from the appeal court. But many of these political parties have rejected this ruling, saying that there is a political agenda from the APC to influence the 2027 election, that the political, the democracy is being stifled, and you won't blame them at this point, because it seems that the APC is trying to manipulate the political process and democratic process to favor them. They basically do not want any opposition. And some people are saying Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State, the political flag holder of the NDC, is kind of lucky. Who knows? Maybe he saw the calculation on time. But at the facts on the ground, these political parties are deemed illegal, and there's there's no political process. They've charged INEC that there's no political process that should come from these parties that should be taken into consideration. That is all I'm going to say about that. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notification. If you have any idea, or if you have any counterpoint to what I have said, respectfully put it in the comment section. Like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I drop another video. Until next time, peace.